How's it going, everyone? Chris here, and welcome to the very first episode of a brand new series that I'm going to be doing on my channel called the Why I Love and the Why I Hate series. So guys, in these videos, I'm going to be telling you why I love a certain video game or why I hate a certain video game, and today I figured we'd start with probably my favorite video game of all time, being The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. Since this is my favorite game, this is obviously going to be a why I love video, so with all of that out of the way guys, let me tell you a little bit about my love for Zelda Wind Waker and why I love this iconic game so much. So guys, before I tell you why I love this game so much, let me go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about my history with it. So I remember this like it was yesterday. I remember when I was about 10 years old, my family had a Nintendo GameCube. Now, I didn't have a ton of games for the Nintendo GameCube, and the last console I owned was a Nintendo 64, and on that, obviously, I had, like, Super Smash Bros. 64, Zelda Ocarina of Time, like, all of those awesome games, the classic, of course, but that's not what we're talking about today. So when we got my GameCube, I remember the first game we got was Super Smash Bros. Melee, and then obviously we had games like Double Dash, Mario Sunshine, Mario Party, you know, all of the really cool ones. And then one day, I remember being in the store. We were actually at a Sam's Club. If any of you guys remember Sam's Club, like, good for you. I don't remember exactly why we were at Sam's Club, but we were walking by the video game section, and they actually had a little place set up where you could try out a bunch of the Nintendo GameCube games. Think of those little kiosks they have in, like, Target now, where you can try out the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, they had one of those in Sam's Club, but with a Nintendo GameCube, and the demo that they were playing was actually The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. So like I said, I had already played a Zelda game before. I had played Ocarina of Time, and I think my friend had Majora's Mask. I don't know, I'm a little bit fuzzy on that just because he said it was Majora's Mask, but it looked exactly like Ocarina of Time, so I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so we decided to go ahead and try out the demo, me and my grandma did, because at the time, my grandma actually used to play video games with me. Yeah, my grandma is a very cool grandma, and we were playing it, and she fell in love with it. She loves the Zelda series. Actually, right now, my grandma and I are watching Attack on Titan. I know that might sound strange, but yeah, just a little cool little side note about my grandma. Anyways, so we tried out this demo, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. The graphics were amazing. They were some of the best graphics at the time. Now, for my younger viewers, I know that you guys probably look back at the GameCube version of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, and you're like, those graphics are okay, but it's not like the 180p we have now on our Nintendo Switches that we can carry around. No, like, these graphics were revolutionary. So as me and my grandma were sitting there playing The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, I was just falling more and more in love with this game, and I was like, I need to have it. Like, how am I going to convince my grandma that I need to bring home The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker with me? So I looked at her as I was playing the game, and I was like, Grandma, would you mind if we... And she looked at me, said, stop, I already know what you're going to say. I'm buying it. And I just looked at her and I was like, oh my gosh, like, we are going to get to bring home The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. So my grandma went up, she bought the game, and we went back to my house where I played that game probably for the rest of that night. My grandma and I stayed up. We got all the way to the first Master Sword. I basically pulled an all-nighter with my grandma. I know it sounds strange, but like, we just loved that game. We were taking turns playing, doing sword slashes. Oh, it was just one of my favorite memories of all time. And I still have that original cartridge to this day. I know it sounds crazy, man, but I still have my original Zelda Wind Waker just because it is and forever will be my favorite game of all time. Now, if you guys still aren't convinced that I love this game, I have probably beaten The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker about 20 times total. Probably about 15 on my GameCube when I was a kid through a teenager, and then probably an additional 5 on the Wii U. Honestly, even last week, I went back and picked up my Wii U just so I could play The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. I love that game that much. But why do I love that game so much? First of all, I think one of the biggest reasons I love The Wind Waker is because of all of the phenomenal music. You have music tracks like Outset Island, Dragon Roost Island, the Great Sea theme, the final battle theme versus Ganon, the Mulgara battle. I could just keep going on and on. This game has phenomenal music, and whenever I play on a Zelda stage in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you guys already know that we are putting on some Wind Waker music, because that is all I want to listen to, because that game has the best music of any Zelda game. And if you guys disagree, let me know which game is better in the comment section down below. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about probably one of the most controversial things in the Wind Waker community, sailing. Now, you either love sailing the high seas or you hate it. I see people firmly on both sides. There aren't that many people that are just like, sailing's fine. I mean, it gets me where I'm going. It's either you love it or you hate it. Now, I love sailing. I think I love it a lot more in The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD, just because you have access to the fast sail. But when I was a kid, I never cared at all about how long it took to sail places because I loved sailing. I loved finding new islands. I loved fighting against bokoblins. I loved raiding their little islands. I loved going to submarines, seeing Beetle's ship just sailing around out there selling items to me. I loved fighting against the tornado guy. Like, everything is just so amazing about sailing. In the Wind Waker HD, however, I realized that using the regular sail was just a little bit too slow, so I am very happy that they added in the swift sail. But either way, guys, once again, we're going back to music. They had great music at all times whenever you were sailing around on the open seas, so I never got bored of it. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the final battle. Now, this is not the last thing that I love about this game, but it is something that is extremely important. First of all, for those of you who have never seen the final battle of The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, you are truly missing out. Now, for those of you guys who haven't played The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, I will not play anything besides what I'm playing right now, which is just the very beginning of the game, because honestly, you need to experience this game for yourself. If you have not yet played it, then go out and play this game, because trust me, you will not regret it. Now, in terms of the final battle, it is probably my favorite Zelda boss fight of all times. Once again, I'm not going to go too in-depth with it, just because I don't want to spoil it for any of you guys who have played it before or haven't played it before, but it took me somewhere, man. I remember that very first time as you fought against the Ganons, all the different forms of Ganon, man. It was just absolutely crazy fighting against him. And then you got to go to that final part and you got to fight next to Toon Zelda. Like, that was just amazing. I cannot believe how awesome that was. Unfortunately now, my friends, because I have officially mentioned Toon Zelda, we need to talk about my favorite video game character of all time, being Tetra. Now, if you guys have been following the channel for a long time, watching the live streams or any of my videos, my wish list or anything like that, you guys already know who my #1 favorite video game character of all time is, and who I really want to join the roster of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Obviously, the character that I am referring to is Tetra from The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker. This character is absolutely amazing and holds a very special place in my heart. I remember when I was younger and playing through The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker the very first time, I had the absolute biggest crush on Tetra. I thought that everything about her was just amazing. I mean, she was a pirate she was a pirate captain, actually, who had a fleet of men under her. Like, it was just amazing seeing this little girl, the same age as Link, the character that you are, running around being a pirate. And at the time, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a pretty big Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and I was really into Pirates of the Caribbean, so everything about pirates was just amazing to me. I loved everything about Tetra. And then when she started to, like, fight and actually do stuff, man, dude, that took me somewhere. Tetra is just an amazing character. She had great character development. Once again, I'm not going to spoil it for those of you guys who haven't actually played Wind Waker yet, but once again, hopefully after you guys finish this, you go out and play the game, because trust me, it's 100% worth it. But man, Tetra is just so awesome. And if you guys have played the game, you know what I'm talking about. You know that Tetra is absolutely crazy, and I really, really, really hope she makes her way into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So guys, there are tons of other reasons as to why I love The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, but these are all the biggest. Honestly, this is my favorite game of all time, and if you haven't already gotten to play it, I really truly recommend you go out and play it. It's not very expensive anymore, and honestly, it is 100% worth it. Please guys, if you haven't tried it, do yourself a favor, go out and get the game right now. I 100% recommend it. It is a 10 out of 10 Zelda game and 10 out of 10 video game. But overall guys, I want to hear your feedback. If you guys have ever played The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, what did you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments section down below. Also guys, let me know what you thought about this brand new series. Do you guys like the Why I Love series and also the Why I Hate series? Because I think that this is going to become a permanent part of my channel. Just let me know what you guys want to see in the future in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to read your guys' comments. This was a really fun video to make, guys, and I'm really glad I did it. So let me know once again what you thought in the comments, and let me know if you enjoyed it. thank you guys all so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.